I'm Patricia Barlow-Irick, and I train wild horses and I teach people how to train wild horses at Mustang Camp here in northern New Mexico. We've trained more than 600 Mustangs and burros for adoption. In 2021, I took on a student and found her a fresh Mustang with the intent of documenting our process. Maria is a statistician in Portland, Oregon. Her special needs rescue dog, June, introduced her to positive reinforcement based training, and she decided to learn to use these same methods with horses. The Jicarilla Ranger District had 3 recently captured horses in the Forest Service holding facility. The gray mare, they said, sweats if you even look at her. The others were calmer. I want the wild one, I said. We brought her home to meet the other animals at Mustang Camp. If you're just joining this story, we recommend starting at the beginning of our Belle Parker playlist. Click here to go there now. I would just do it and say neck, and I would just put your hand there so she gets the idea to walk forward.
Okay.
Just see what happens. So I'm a little depressed by the whole session. So you want to just take that
that's
side?
the honest truth about that session.
Yeah, that was.
And it really was a carryover from being depressed about having to put her in the pen yesterday.
Yeah, I do think something to be a little depressed about was when we put her in the pen yesterday. She was worked up.
I'm putting this in the corner, right? Yeah.
She calmed down. She was willing to interact with us.
Yesterday afternoon?
No, this morning.
Yeah.
And so I felt like that was
hopeful.
hopeful.
That's what she does to us. She goes, oh, she's doing great. She's doing good. Awesome. Let's give her a 6 rating.
Yeah.
And then the next rating is like -6.
Yeah, she's got some very high and low sessions. She doesn't really go for the center.
Yeah, she's either great or
overachieving or.
But and I think that's what sets you up for disappointment, because you're just like going, oh yeah, we're getting it.
Yeah.
And then you have this major setback.
For sure.
So okay, so let's talk about what we just did.
So that was session 34. And we actually just spent about 60 minutes with Belle Parker, and we have her now in the square pen. And the idea was that we basically just wanted to have one trainer on either side of a corner, pretty close to start into that corner. And when we started, we were just feeding her in that corner. The idea is that as she gets comfortable in that position, we both of the trainers want to move further out, but continue feeding right in that corner. So she starts accepting seeing us further back.
Yeah. So what you just said made me realize what we have to do, and that is just work on getting her comfortable, and just do totally respondent conditioning. Of coming up, sticking her nose in the corner, and we give her the food.
What did I say that made you realize that?
Well, because we were trying to add some operant behaviors to make it fun for her or interesting, but she disintegrated, and so I'm like thinking, yeah, what we really need is calmness. We need a level of calmness. So I guess what we have to do is not let her lure us into thinking that she's doing better than she is, but realize that she's going to break down at the slightest little thing, and we just need to really probably go back to we probably need to stand up in those corners rather than sit down and just do task 3 and just do it as if we were outside the pen. And maybe the opposite one step away so that we're
The
farther
other person
away.
pulls a little pressure off when
Yeah.
the other one.
So let's go ahead and describe what we did. We didn't video it, so it's not going to be on video. The next one will be.
Yeah.
So let's describe what we did do so that we just have that on the record.
So we were both sitting on buckets on either side of the corner of the pen, and we started out pretty close to that corner, and at the beginning we were just feeding her in that corner. After a bit we decided to start doing some of her face targets, which she's pretty good at, and then the next phase was that both of us moved our buckets a little bit down the panel away from that corner so that we were getting further back. I would say maybe we were at her jaw.
Yeah, we were maybe 2 feet away from the corner.
And then continuing feeding, but one thing I was not doing perfectly was she would target and it would not be in that corner, and then I would feed and it would not be in that corner. And so something I need to focus on is that whatever it is, it doesn't sound like in this next phase we're going to be targeting, but if we were targeting, we would want all that activity happening in the corner, because keeping her pushed up allows her not to go into the position, which is what she likes, which is trainers in front of her face.
Yeah.
Especially me.
Yeah, the trainer won't be in front of the face in this one. So, so one of the things that happened was that's kind of notable is that she seemed like she got angry and frustrated that we weren't delivering the food like she wanted.
Yeah.
She didn't want to have to do anything for it, even if we asked her to do something that she knew how to do. She just got angry about it.
Yeah. Or even for a while we were targeting pretty well, and then I think we went to a harder target.
Yeah.
And then she left our kind of training zone, kind of went to the other side, looked at us like, hey, you guys suck, and then eventually came back over. But after she came back over, it didn't feel like she was really able to go to her easy targets again.
Yeah, no, she just was in a very suspicious mode.
Yeah.
Everything became suspicious. Everything we did, she had a pessimistic outlook. And I think that goes back to that stress and fear related material that I think we read maybe in class about the pessimistic outlook that these kind of animals tend to have this pessimistic outlook. They're going to interpret everything as negative.
Yeah.
So I guess we just look for that and look for any signs that she is optimistic about things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I think it's really important to note is that we took all the hay with us when we left.
Yeah.
We didn't leave too many molecules for her to find.
Mm-hmm.
And we let the horses come and clean up everything that was outside the pen. So she had to watch everybody else nibbling the food that she didn't take.
Yeah, and in general, at the end of our training sessions, when they've gone well, we have been leaving a little extra handful in a little black bucket for her.
Right.
Kind of just this extra zing at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's really a thing.
Very opposite.
Yeah, this is really a thing of, you left us, okay, we'll take our hay and go.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to stay with us, but we need to go, we're going to leave you some hay because we don't really want to just abandon you. But if you leave us, then we don't owe you anything.
Yeah. Another thing that happened a couple of times in the session was noises, which we've talked about a little more, and she's really sensitive to the clanging of a chain, the hitting of a gate.
She would have really liked what we just did, which was because that gate came apart, and then John went and got a hammer,
Oh. Did you look over at
We
her?
put it over together. Well, no, I had to hold the gate, but he was just like, bam, bam, bam. So, yeah, we can't go through
Yeah.
that gate though.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about an idea of maybe recording some sounds
Yeah,
and conditioning, which could be interesting
yeah.
if this continues.
Hmm. Yeah, even if what we do is if we are at the gate or at her fence and we just tick the fence with our fingernail,
Yeah.
if that's all we do and hand her food, ticket food, that'll be setting up. But I don't think she can handle us ticking
Well, I
the
think
rail with
in
our
this
fingernail.
last session, my watch
Yeah, it may be that.
caught the rail a
Yeah,
little bit,
the buckle side,
the buckle side, and made this
ticking,
little tick.
tinging.
And I don't know if she totally left us, but it was.
She's startled.
Yeah, she definitely startled on it.
Yeah. So she's pretty trigger stacked in that pen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think let's do another session. Let's record it. Let's video it and see what happens.
Would you like me to up the ante? This is up the ante. Yeah. I like that. Okay, let's change what we're doing a little bit to get kind of where we started on our buckets, and then take one step away from the, so I think you'd be about just this side of that bucket.
Okay, so we're still standing.
We're still standing, yeah.
So come in right now?
Yeah, you can come in, and I'm gonna just drop some hay in her bucket, and we're just gonna stand and watch her with her bucket. So you can come on in. I want her to see this before I drop it. Okay, now just get a little farther back. The bucket may be in your way. Try saying something to her that you would normally say when you drop hay in her bucket.
Hi, Belle Parker. You ready? Good girl.
Just let her just come and eat all the hay in the bucket.
Good girl.
If she leaves again, let's move that green bucket that's in your way. Right there. Now you have to stand on the first two. Come on. Come on, sweetie. Look at it. Look at it. You're not gonna look at it.
Come on, sweet girl. You want to play? Good girl.
Oh yeah, and she isn't.
This ours is?
She is. It,
Look behind you. Is that a heat thing going on too?
Yep. There's just a lot of sexy girls around here.
Yeah. I don't know how Spot's containing himself.
Is he?
I haven't heard him today going too crazy.
Yeah, when Arviso came over, she was like, "Hey, Arviso, want to smell my tail?"
Yeah, that's what I got.
So go sideways and drop another handful in there.
Are you ready? Good girl.
You ready? Help us. It's hard to get in the dish. I didn't get in the dish. I'm a lousy dish thrower. The wind was not helping me. She takes the bucket and heads south with the bucket. Okay, so let's try just handing her some food in the corner. Go ahead and
I'm gonna wait till this truck's
Yeah.
not doing
go ahead and just offer it right in the corner out of your hand,
it. Okay. Are you ready?
but not a giant bite, just a moderate, stemmy bite.
You ready? Girl.
Ready, girl?
You want me to move the bucket while she's fine? Or is it fine?
Yeah, smooth bucket. Sometimes I like to tie a little string on the bucket
Yeah.
and then just be able to drag it back. Because that one didn't have a hole that I know of.
June's got my string. You wanna play with us? Come on, Belle Parker, come play. Come on, sweet girl. What a good girl.
You ready?
You ready? Good girl.
You ready?
Are you ready? Good girl.
You ready?
You ready? Good girl.
You ready? I think we don't have to go quite so far away.
Okay. Are you ready? Good girl.
You ready?
You ready? Good girl.
You ready?
You ready? Girl.
You ready?
take one step away. You ready?
Ready?
You ready?
Ready? Good girl.
You ready?
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 You ready?
Ready?
You ready? Just step back on the inside foot.
I believe it's that we practiced on.
You ready?
Can you tell me if it's my right or my left you think I should be stepping back on?
Step back on this one. The inside. Towards her.
Okay. Then I'm doing wrong. Ready? I'm just as up.
Yeah, that's
I'm ready.
real good. Ready?
Ready?
Girl. Ready?
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 Ready? Ready? Ready?
Just so you can turn your body just a little bit more.
Towards
Ready?
her or away from her?
Oh, towards me.
Ready?
And then when you step back, you're going back on it. Ready? So it should put you part way down that camera. You step back.
Ready?
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 Ready? What?
That was your tooth.
That was your tooth. Come on.
You made that sound.
That was you.
Come play with us. You made that sound. In the words of Patricia, you're the only one that can do it. And you did it.
Well, she's been kind of intercepting me earlier
Yeah.
and earlier.
I've noticed that.
So
It's just kind of going a little like,
Yeah, so that's why I went, I'll just move it lower, but I didn't really expect her to bite me.
You ready?
Get our razor reinforcement out there.
You ready? You're not ready? No, you're not ready? You ready? Yeah.
Ready up to the gate.
You pull it out. You have the ante?
Nobody coming this way.
I have the ante.
Oh, I have an auntie. She got a couple of aunties and some uncles.
You ready?
Just try to go fast.
Ready?
Big lots. Not big lights like that. The favorite thing we do is
shirt's off. Can't help it. You ready? Where are you going? Are you coming back? We're gonna play right here. Come on. You came back? Good idea. Come back here. You gotta get up here to play with her. Can you play with her? Are you coming? Come on. Girl. Girl.
Okay, we're going to talk about session 38. Okay, and what happened?
Why do you
Following up from our sessions yesterday, we started out by playing the fun little beatbox of different sounds around the yard. So the clanking of the chains, the closing of the gates, the barking of the dogs, the hitting of the water troughs. And we played that for her a couple times, and she stayed pretty calm throughout. We were able to go to the top volume, I think, on the third 1 minute session.
She looked a little worried right when we started each one, but it was hard to tell if she was worried about the noise or just us approaching.
Yeah. And after we did those 3 sessions, or 3 1 minute chunks, you picked up a rock and we went up and you started making a little bit of a different, very light clanking noise on the fence while we fed her.
Right. So I was still tapping at a fairly high rate, a reminder of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were stuffing her face with food whenever the sound was being made. It was not a light feeding, it was a high frequency feeding. After the little rock tapping, I think we moved on to a little bit louder rock tapping, and then some wood tapping, and then I started clanking one of the gate panels a little bit, and we had quite a few little different sounds going that she was not really reacting too much. Seemingly pretty calm, definitely motivated to be there eating. I think she maybe walked away once or twice.
Well, she got upset when I reached for the gate latch.
Yep.
because I had to reach up to about my eye level, and as soon as I did that, well, the very first thing that reminds me, when we first walked up to video it after we'd been doing everything, I was holding the video and I was holding it at about the height of my chin, and she ran off.
Yeah.
And it wasn't clear what it was that set her off, except just maybe that video.
Yeah, that was
suddenly
the only
being
thing
there.
we could really think of.
Yeah, and then when I reached up there to get that thing or grab the gate thing, then that was it. Because I just wanted to clank it some more.
Yeah.
Eventually, I was able to start moving my hand around in different places, just tapping on the fence in different places, and then I got it to where it was up there, and we were able to do wiggle that in the end and make it make different noises.
Yeah.
And she accepted that. And at that point, we needed to quit,
Which we did.
so that we could lead her on a totally positive basis. But what I really liked about doing it, the two different ways, is first of all, having the recording and being able to really modulate the volume made it possible to desensitize her to it yesterday, because I just gradually got louder and louder. Today, what I liked about doing it by hand and not having the automatic is you could control the volume a little bit, not very much, but what you could do is you could have random pauses where you just stop, there's no noise, and then you start again. And that way, you pause, she's looking around, how do I get the food, what do I do, there's no food, and then you start again, and then the food starts again too. And I think we need to do a little bit more of that, where we just, start the noise and stop the noise and start the noise, so she's looking forward to that. So I had hoped that we would be done with this session, but I think we should do it another little bit.
Yeah. The other maybe good thing is we've noticed that when she's not successful, she starts to get frustrated and potentially angry. And this could actually help her realize that waiting might be an okay strategy.
Yeah.
That a little patience isn't gonna make it so
because
she stops getting
because
food.
certainly if she thinks that you've stopped, she's gonna blast out of there.
Yeah.
That's just it. I'm not gonna stay here with you if you're not bringing food.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, let's talk about a minute what the discussion point that we had about staying or leaving when there's noises, and then reinforcing them, or staying and leaving when we're not feeding her. And then the other point that's related to that is how to cope with random noises when they're generated in the during the course of the day. Okay, so you got two things. Okay, so first let's cover feeding at random noises. We're teaching her that random noises predict food. Okay, so as long as we're teaching her that, we probably need to stick with that. There's only one time that we should go, no, we're not gonna feed that, and that's is if she's engaging in some kind of aggressive behavior.
Yeah.
So I think that should be the rule right now. It shouldn't be an eternal rule.
Yeah.
It should just be for right now, because we're trying to get her over this.
Yeah, so if we're walking by and we have food and Wingnut clanks the gate behind us,
we would just feed her.
We would feed her.
Or if we're in a session and we're trying to teach her something, and one of the horses makes a loud noise somewhere,
she just gets food.
We just hand her one bite.
Yeah. Do you think the fact that we're not standing there all the time and Wingnut's clanking at the fence, or we might be standing by her but we don't have any food on ourselves, and we wouldn't be able to feed, is a problem of this whole plan?
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. So what we really want her to believe, her world paradigm, this is what I believe in, is that when she's with people and she hears something scary,
Yeah.
not a big deal.
So it might be a good idea to put some equine senior in our pockets so that if we're near her and a noise happens,
Yeah.
we could easily pull that
You know,
out.
there's only one problem with that plan.
What's that?
It makes us targets
Oh, yeah.
in the whole yard.
Okay.
There's no walking around without.
So what about if we have a bucket of alfalfa pushed away
Yeah.
from her in that area where there are no horses?
Yeah, I'd say let's get a coffee can that has a snap-on lid.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep it out there, and then.
Yeah, it's not fun to be the target of horses as you walk around the yards.
No. I hate that.
I dislike it also. Cool. So we have a plan there, and then what was the other one?
Okay, then the other part that we talked about yesterday on the phone call was about standing near. Oh, wait a minute. Did we talk about that this morning? Maybe we talked about it this morning. I don't know. But we talked about just standing by her and.
Oh, yeah, that was this
Yeah.
morning.
Just standing, if you go stand by her and you don't have any food, but you just kind of hang out for a minute, is that a good thing or bad thing? And I'd say it's a really, really good thing, except if there's some kind of loud crashing noise that happens by accident while you are there.
Yeah.
And then it
But
makes
if we have
it worse.
the coffee can
Yeah. Yeah.
it kind of actually solves that problem that we can reach down and feed
Right.
on a noise.
Right. Yeah, that will help it. But I would say in general, you really got to pick your timing. If you're going to hang out with her, it's probably when the animals are all busy eating or something. When you know that the chances of crashing, clanking. And
Yeah, and this question originated because I was finished feeding and I was walking back towards the house past the pen she was in.
Yeah.
And she came up like she wanted to engage. And I wanted to engage with her because she was asking.
Yeah.
But I also, in the back of my head, didn't know if not having food and engaging with her, was going to set up for confusion in her mind.
Yeah. And I would say, how's she appraising us at this point? I mean, that's really the question. How does she appraise us?
Yeah.
Are we dangerous creatures? Are we just, pitiful creatures? Are we, what does she think of us? We don't really know.
Yeah.
Because certainly when she runs away, you think, well, it's because we're dangerous. We're threatening in her mind.
Yeah.
But then she'll turn right around and snap at us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I definitely, when she was in the round pen space, didn't feel like she was at all afraid of me, even before the whole aggression kind of turn of personality. I don't know if that's personality, just the trialing of that behavior. But in the square pen, it does feel like our presence is more threatening.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Before we train her, we need to get those hoppers out. We need to lower the distractions again.
Yeah.
Because what she did before was one bite, like one nose bump. Yeah. And then a bite. Okay, so target neck.
Target neck. Deep.
And watch that nose.
Target jaw. Deep. Target jaw. Deep. Target neck. Deep. Target neck. Deep. Great at target ear. Deep. Target eye. Deep. Target neck. Deep. Target jaw. Deep. Great targeter. Target neck. Deep. Target neck. Deep. Target neck. Deep. Target jaw. Deep. Target base. Deep. Target jaw. Deep. Target ear. Deep. Target jaw. Deep. Target neck. Deep. Alright, I'm getting very low.
Okay, so just give her a big bite. I can give you one if you need.
I got a bite.
Girl. Clean all that up. And take your dog and it's ready for the park.
Ready? You get in the corner. And then your leg. I know you can do a little better than that, though. And you get it? Can you get the corner? I would pull back, but I did mine up. Girl, I'm gonna go to the other side.
You may want to push that just a little bit more so it doesn't rattle.
I'm gonna open this more. These are so scary.
Wonder if there's a different squeak that we can't hear. It's out of our audio range.
I don't hear that one.
No, but I wonder if there's something that they can hear that we don't hear.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
Yeah.
She's freaking out about it.
Moving away from her too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good girl. Look at you all lined up. Girl. Girl. Right on your switch sides. That was perfect.
So session 44, we had Belle Parker in the square pen, and we were training from outside the pen. Big goals for that were to have the alignment of her body parallel to the fence, but now we wanted to add duration to that. So I think in 43 and 42, she would get into the perfect position, but then she would almost immediately take a step back.
So what did you do to fix that?
I had the clicker at that point, and the plan was one click for food and movement into the correct spot, and then I started a quick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then gave multiple bites for staying. And she picked it up really quickly. I think when she started moving away and when I started into a countdown, she knew her body needed to be back there. So I don't really feel like there was much of a hurdle.
Yeah. Usually once they get the idea of they get low latency on a behavior, it's actually pretty easy to keep them in duration.
Yeah.
But it was getting that low latency to get her to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I also have a note on this that at the end, towards the end of the session, we added in targeting to neck and shoulder, which she was able to do on both sides.
Okay, so we started getting back into 6.
Yeah.
On that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that gets really kind of to one of the problems that happens when we take one behavior and kind of leave it on hold and not quite finish it and then go do some others, and then our record keeping gets really screwy. So the next thing that we started doing, what did we do in 45?
Well, I guess this was task 6 because we were trying to target chest and withers.
Okay.
But it is worth noting that in this we allowed her to go back into the round pen before the start of this session.
That's sad. Okay. Back in round pen, what happened?
So it was a pretty unsuccessful session. We were going to try to get the chest and withers because in the previous she had really gotten to neck and shoulder, doing that really well. I don't know that she really made any progress towards either chest or withers. There was the fence gate of the round pen.
Right. So we tried to work at the gate because of all the posts.
Yep. So we were trying to target her first just on the side of the round pen, but I couldn't get my hand into meaningful places.
Mm-hmm.
And so we moved to the gate. And the gate, is non-fixed with clanking sounds and squeaking sounds. We had I don't think we're exactly sure. Well, I think the first
we
time.
had a definite oh my god moment.
Yeah.
Where she just went crazy, and we really couldn't tell exactly if it was some small little noise that we weren't aware of.
Yep.
Or whether it was in 47. She could do star, of course. She could do eyes.
She actually, at the end of it, got shoulder, chest, and withers. She got everything.
She got everything.
Yep.
Right and left?
Yep.
Wow.
And
Cool.
I have that she could do shoulder on both sides before.
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good girl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
She hasn't. Has she finished the push head down to let him pass over the ears?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We didn't do that, I don't think. Or did we?
10, 9, 8,
No,
7, 6,
I don't
5,
think we've
4,
really
3,
done that.
2, 1.
Okay, so we need to come back to task 6 and finish that part.
Let's do 3 bites just to get ourselves going. Ready? Target star. Beat. Good girl. Good girl. Another bite for that. Are you ready? Target star. Beat. Good girl. 2 bites. That was a 2-biter. Are you ready? Target star. Beat. Good girl. 2 bites. 2 bites for Belle Parker. Target star. Good girl. Ready?